Yo, what's good, guys? It's your boy AD, and this is Behind Exile. You guys have questions, I have answers. Let's just get straight to it. So, Exile essentially is about me feeling like I am exiled from hip hop, as in all the things that I am doing, they're just not appreciated enough, and that I will never be the center of attention when it comes to hip hop. Now, as I was writing the song, I kind of sort of felt as if I'm an exile in not just hip hop, but multiple areas of my life, like my relationships, in my work, within my friend groups, like everything that I do, I feel like I am an exile, like I'm not right in the center, that I don't really matter as much to any of these things, and that I'm always being told, hey, you can't be fully a part of this. You have to stay over in that section in your own lane. So because I felt that that is what I was just going through in everything I was doing, that's what Exile ended up being about, just feeling like I do not belong in any of these things, and I'm always being pushed to the side and being told, hey, you need to be over there. If we're talking about the definition of the word, exile just means that you are banished, right? That you feel alone, that you feel excluded, right? That you're not a part of something, that you are banished and barred from being part of the wider community, and instead you are on the outskirts, on the fringes of these communities. So that's what it means to be an exile as far as I know. So the way Exile came to fruition is I bought 2 beats off of the producer, and at the time I actually was struggling to write to these songs, which is really weird, because I'm always able to write to songs usually. Like if I hear a beat, boom, straight away my pen is going, I got ideas flowing, like it just happens. But with Exile, that wasn't the case. So I let the beat sit for months, and then I finally was in a creative time where I was revisiting some of my old beats, came across this one. I'm like, damn, I need to write something to this. All right, let's see what's going on. I just dug deep, searched how I was feeling at the time, and put the pen to the pad, and that's how Exile came about. I felt like an exile. That's the easiest thing I could say. Like I just felt like I was excluded, like I didn't belong, like I wasn't meant to be a part of any of this. I mean, when I'm writing songs, I usually feel the way the song sounds. So if it's a happy song, it's because I'm happy at that moment in time. If it's a sad song, it's because I'm feeling sad at that time. If I'm angry or whatever, then my songs tend to reflect my mood as of the time I was writing that song. So with Exile, I was feeling lonely, I was feeling unappreciated, I was feeling like I don't get the respect or the attention that I deserve, and just feeling like, yeah, I don't belong in hip-hop, kind of almost like I wanted to quit because I just wasn't getting the love that I thought I needed or deserved after all this time that I've been working. So that's how I felt when I was writing Exile. I'm a product of the Exile just because I guess in pretty much anything I've ever done in life, I've always been sort of the weirdo, right? So I've never been the popular guy, I've never been the smartest guy, I've never been the most talented, except that one time I won the big break competition. Hey. But I've always never been the center of attention when it comes to a lot of the stuff that I do. So because I've never been that way, and I've always just done what I enjoyed, when a lot of the time what I enjoy isn't the popular thing to do, it ends up now with me being like on the outskirts of stuff. And so you're not as cool and meant to be in the public eye like everybody else. Like I would watch anime instead of watch TV. And I watched Cartoon Network up until I was like 18. And everyone had been watching movies, been watching TV series, etc. Meanwhile, I was watching cartoons and anime all the way up until I went to university. So yeah, man, it was just little stuff like that that ended up creating the person who I am, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But at the same time, it made me feel like I don't belong with everybody else because I'm just different. Simply because the beat is 5 minutes long. That's literally the only reason. It's just because the beat's long. The reason why I was in pain in the music video is because being a product of the exile, right? So feeling like you are alone and excluded and stuff, like it hurts, and you go through a lot of trials and tribulations, and you go through a lot of growing pains during these times. So I just felt like I wanted to reflect that pain when it came to directing this music video. So that pain is synonymous with the struggles and the pain that I went through growing to be the person that I am today. And you know, I went through a lot of tough times. I really did go through a lot of tough times trying to be comfortable with the person that I am and comfortable with the position that I am now in. Not to say that I'm fully there yet, but definitely there's been a lot of just suffering I've gone through. And if it was up to me and I had a bigger budget, I would have had a makeup artist to, or special effects artist to have like scars on me and have me just like my clothes torn, have me bloodied up and busted. Like, I would have gone in on that if I had the money to do it. Just to show you like how battered I've really been in trying to get to this point in time, right? But it is what it is. I still managed to get that point across quite well, I think, and yeah, that's why I'm hurt. To be honest, no. I just wrote this as a single by itself. It's not meant to be part of the album. Now, if the fan base tell me they want it to be in the album, then there's no problem. I can put it in the album. But if it's not meant to be in the album, it's just gonna be a single by itself. I kind of want to go into the album making every single song from scratch, and Exile wasn't one of those songs. It was a song that I heard the beat, like I found the beat, heard the beat, wrote to it. What I actually want to do is make everything from scratch on my upcoming album. So yeah, Exile probably won't be on there unless you guys want it to be. 100% I'm going to be doing collaborations. I love them. They bring out the best in me creatively, so I will definitely be doing collaborations. As of right now, I don't have any plans to do mixtapes because my last mixtape, Proving Grounds 2, that one right there was meant to be the last mixtape I do before I then work on a studio album. Like I said, I want to have an album that I make from scratch, right? So every single thing is all AD. That's what I want for my studio album. I'm not opposed to making mixtapes in the future, but as of right now, I have no plans whatsoever to make them. 3 of us did. So we've got the producer, who is also the sound engineer as well. That is Nima G. So shout out to Nima G. There is me, who obviously wrote the song, recorded and rapped the lyrics, and I also directed the music video. And then we have my boy James Swack, who was responsible for the visuals. So he recorded them, and then we worked together to edit the music video as well. So 3 of us came together, all in Hemel Hempstead, and this is the result. That's a loaded question. To be honest, I've got so many different inspirations that I really couldn't tell you who they are, because I take inspiration from all sorts of different aspects, from all sorts of different areas. If we're talking about purely just music, I've got to say shout out to my dad, because he used to play guitar and he used to sing as well, and that was inspiring to me, because I really wished I could sing and play guitar. So that was a little bit of inspiration there. But I've also got to say that people like 50 Cent, T.I., Eminem, Ludacris, Joyner Lucas, D Pride, Lil Crazed, Traffic, so aka Timothy De La Ghetto, 6 Seconds, MC Jin, Twista. Like, I've got so many different inspirations, and that's just scratching the surface. I've taken a little bit of something from all those guys. Tupac, how can I forget Tupac? There's so many people. There's really so many people. So yeah, that's just the rappers. Then when you get to the singers and stuff like Chris Brown, Omarion, Usher, boy, like, oh, Nelly, he's the one that even inspired me to start rapping. Actually, Nelly was my big childhood inspiration when I was 10 years old and started, so gotta shout out Nelly as well. I've got so many, guys. I've got so many. I had to Google this, right? So shout out to James for telling me this, but I had to Google this camera. So this camera is called a Sony FS2, a Sony FS7 Mark II. So this camera, when I Googled it, the cheapest one I found, the cheapest one I found was £7,999. All right, so basically £8,000. More realistically, the price that you're looking for some of these is like £10,000 when I Googled this. So, oh, we spent money for this. I could break down the song, but honestly, it would take a very, very, very long time. So if you guys want me to do a proper breakdown of the song where I explain the lyrics and such, like and forth such, then please, please, please get this video to 30 likes, okay? And then I will drop that breakdown video, right? That lyric breakdown video. Shouldn't be too hard, right? Right. But what inspired the lyrics is just, at the time, I was just going through some pain, you know, just going through some pain, feeling like I was alone, feeling like I didn't belong, feeling like I was struggling, just wasn't part of hip hop, right? So essentially, it was also just like a spur of the moment type of thing as well, because I just let the feeling of the beat consume me while I was listening to it, and I was coming. It's really, really weird. Like, there's some times when I'm listening to a beat and I'm writing to it and I'm like, ah, yeah, cool, da 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 da. But then there's times where I listen to a beat and it takes me on a trip, a journey, and those are my songs that kind of sort of, they come across as the more creative, experimental ones, like Exile, for example. So with something like Exile, the inspiration was partly the beat and also partly just the feelings of being in exile. Nah, I wouldn't go so far as to say that I feel unloved, but what I definitely do feel is underappreciated, undervalued, like I'm not being taken seriously, like I'm not respected sometimes as well. And like I'll be trying my hardest, and people don't really want to recognize that I'm trying my hardest, or people don't want to take a little bit of time out of their day to come help support me, even though they will say that they want to support me, but actions speak louder than words at the end of the day, you know. So I wouldn't say that I feel unloved, but there's definitely some negative feelings that I do feel. When it came to the video, the way I planned it out and storyboarded it all in my mind was I went into the shower, because my best ideas come in the shower. So anytime I'm thinking on the music video, chances are I was in the shower. And I just started from the very first idea of how I wanted the music video to open up, which was for me to be laying on the floor and the camera's focused on my face, and then I like open my eyes and I look around, I'm like, where am I? And I wanted the video to always show that I'm alone in everything, right? So I'm alone and I'm away from everything. That's why I chose woods to be the setting. It was either going to be woods or an abandoned building, but from there it was just me thinking over and over again, okay, how does this story unfold, and just listening to the track and watching it unfold in my mind. So essentially, when it came to the visuals, I pretty much got everything I wanted to get into the music video, and it was all just based off of, okay, laying on the floor, what next? And it just opened up from there. We shot the video footage in a small little cluster of woods that is just down the road from my house, so it is in Hemel Hempstead, down in a place called Woodall Farm. What inspired the idea of being exiled? I don't know. It was kind of sort of like the word exile just jumped out at me as I was writing the song. Like, I wrote the verse first. I didn't write the chorus. I wrote the verse first. And I just let the emotions take me. And then as I then sat back and looked at what I'd written and then went on to do the chorus, the word exile jumped out at me. And I guess then the idea of being an exile kind of sort of manifested from my life, and just looking at how I am as an individual. Like, I'm an ambivert, which is an introvert and an extrovert, but you know, you share some of those qualities, but I lean more towards introversion. Like, I like being by myself more than I like being out with people. So looking at little things like that then brought about the inspiration to say, hey, I'm exiled. I'm like not allowed. So yeah, I guess that's what inspired the idea of being exiled. Just how I've written the song, and then looking at my own life and being like, wait, hold on a second. Exile. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please show it some love. Like I said, if this gets 30 likes on YouTube, then I will be releasing the breakdown video of the lyrics and the song. But aside from that, yo, please check out the song. All right, links are in the description below for where you can listen to it, both on YouTube as well as a few other places as well. It's up on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, like a bunch of different music platforms, so please go listen to that. But aside from that, much love to everybody who's shown it some love. Continue to do it. Let's get it to 1,000 views at the very least. And yo guys, I hope you look forward to the next video as well, because there is another music video on the way. All right, much love everybody. Peace.